What is this clip?
Massive bug that happened in pro play that made players literally scratch their heads and laugh endlessly. But this bug was far from innocent, and although it looked hilarious, in fact it was pretty game-breaking.
What was it?
It happened in a match between CTBC Flying Oyster, also known as CFO, and GAM Esports, in the LCP League, which is the top-tier league for Asia-Pacific region. Right before the bug, we had a pretty hectic teamfight in the mid lane, but CFO managed to come out on top of it. Then they went Baron, and this is where the first pause has happened. After a while it was revealed that Caedrel was unable to attack the Baron, his auto attacks just couldn't hit it, and his abilities didn't work either, except for his E. We had plenty of slow motion clips of the teamfight in which the bug has occurred. Looks like Caedrel ulted Vi. At the same time Poppy was pushing Vi the opposite way with her W up, and in addition we had some other CCs involved. Vi wasn't kidnapped by Caedrel R, so I guess that's where some shenanigans happened, but I wasn't able to reproduce it. That being said, I can show you Caedrel bug with what it seems like exact same outcome from 2023. In this clip, Caedrel is unable to auto-attack, unable to Q, unable to W, and unable to even recall, and also stuck in this hilarious machine gun auto-attack animation.
What happens?
This bug has happened when Caedrel used his W at the moment of his old form expiring. That clearly wasn't the case in what happened to CFO Rest, but the end results...
I think that should stay. That sounds like a great feature. You can no longer use your spells or auto-attacks if you press W at the wrong time. Perfect.
Seems to be exactly the same.
Why are we talking about removing that?
There are plenty of ways you can have the same bug occur.
That's perfectly balanced.
But what happened in the game? After more than 20 minutes, the game was unpaused, just so we could see Caedrel not able to recall, to see him walk up to Honeyfruit that he cannot attack, and then minions that he cannot attack. At this moment we got another pause that was almost 40 minutes long, so we had a total of around an hour of pauses. From what I know, CFO were offered a chrono break, but obviously in such a good situation they didn't want to take it. So essentially they decided to win the game 4v5 with Baron. The game deciding moment happened shortly after, in the bot lane near the inhibitor turret. Caedrel hilariously tried to attack ward or enemies, but naturally he wasn't able to do it. Fortunately, after he has used his ult on the enemy, he got his abilities back. This time, CFO was able to win the game and escape this horrendous bug, but as I'm going to show you soon in another video, this unfortunately isn't always the case.
How funny would it be if he won? He got double kill at the end, but how funny would it be if he won just standing there not being able to do anything?
Riot, please fix.
Oh my god, that was good. That was good. A 1 hour pause in the LCP, bro. That's gonna be the longest pause of the year. Last year's pause with DK was crazy, chat. It was crazy. Was anyone there for the DK pause because of the DDoS? Was it last year, chat, or was it the year before?
We have no experience or practice versus an LEC team. Why is that? Because they're fucking scared. That's why. She's ridiculous, dude. If you have names like Reckless, Nemesis, Crowny and Velia, and then you also have the Messi of League in one team, like how, and then they're gonna play the high road and act as if we're not competition, so they don't even bother screaming us.
Yeah, he's right.
It's ridiculous, dude.
It is ridiculous.
The only thing is, they just don't wanna be embarrassed.
What about Caedrel though?
They don't want to be embarrassed, because I think they're scared to even scream us off stream, because they know damn right that I'm leaking that shit as soon as we're done screaming. I'm leaking that shit if we beat them. Imagine if we scream versus like an LEC team, and it's like off stream because they don't want like strategies to be leaked. I'm telling everyone the day after. I don't care if we beat an LEC team. That would be the first thing I mention.
Oh my god. Bows, you can't be doing that. You can't be doing that.
Let's go, man.
You can't just leak scrim results the day after if it's off stream. What are we gonna do with this guy, man? Yamato goes in depth about the Ruddy sack winter and talks about Nemesis and Crowny. Oh, TL didn't watch. Crowny and Nemesis were not hate watching. The expectations of each player were different. Some people want the script, some people want to take it relaxed. Yamato always struggled with balancing content with actually working to win. Realized too late the coaching properly was more important than the actual content people want to see. And it's the actual content people want to see. Yo, can you shut up? This team will not stay the same. Yamato is part of the ownership and equity, but would choose to leave if the roster stays the same. Struggle with drafting because there was so little scrim data. Also, not particularly any player's fault. Believes the team in the game 5 draft should have overrode team's opinion. Mel is OP. And what he picked was believe just give leader Akali. People harp on leader champion pool when given champions like Yasuo, leader does things basically on pro ever does.
Go, man.
Doesn't blame anyone as any people had different expectations and goals. Hums and leader's relationship eventually ended up draining energy. People, fans mistook the focus on macro concept and reviewers way to get Hums and hustling. Way to target them.
Is Los Ratones coming to Canada from Z?
No, but I might be coming to Canada from MSI. If a player is fucked up in lane, made a micro error, it's a waste of time and other people's call it out and discuss. Doesn't hate Jack Spectre for leaving the project. Is happy Humza joined the project, thinks he's a silver lining. Humza played insanely shit for the first 2 to 3 weeks in scrims because he was settling into London. Once he started settling in and started grinding on a secret account, he started playing good. Yamato is going to work closely with Hums in the off-season and go to Korea together, maybe essentially trying to get him up to speed with pro AD concepts. Everyone was adapting to a new situation. Perks role swapped Huston came on a retirement.
Boss.
Appreciates Huston for the effort he put in and he was grinding even while he was not streaming. Believes that Perks thought that this project was going to be very easy and didn't want to put in that much effort after the situation became difficult. He also thought that a lot of Perks' issues came from top lane experience, and when Perks in a good state of mind, mid-game he would carry the games. Believes Jankos put in a lot of effort and wasn't fair to him what happens. Believes his views align with Yamato and what's good team environment should be like. Doesn't mind not being the best team in the NLC, just wants scrims feel rewarding like it's something being accomplished. Believes that the team should have been more patient with Hums. Doesn't have any will to L20 player. Fair enough. Fair enough. Thank you for the TLDW. Thank you for the TLDW. Yeah, I mean, I think the roster will change 100%. I think there might be, I don't know if there's people who are going to say like, not a CBA with this. I know I said this before, but I feel like solo queue content as a streamer only like lasts for so long, I imagine, before you like lose your mind. Because I've been there. Like, if you remember old school Caedrel streams before co-streaming existed in 2021, I was just a solo queue player. I was just playing solo queue, you know? But after a while, I felt like solo queue was getting kind of boring. Like, it's only like doing your unranked challenger for the 6th time, it just gets a bit old, you know? Or climbing the child and playing solo queue every day. So I feel like that's why scrimming on stream is quite fun. It gives you like this new content angle. The problem is, I feel like when you scrim, okay, and what I've realized, this might sound strange, so how do I describe this? I think a lot of people thought that streaming scrim equals increase in viewership. But I actually don't think that's the case. I think that the content's more fun, but it doesn't just make you go up to fucking 50k viewers, you know? It doesn't just, you know? You gotta be like consistent with that shit. You gotta be super consistent. You gotta have like a goal you're working towards. You gotta have like unfiltered reviews that's going on. You gotta have like a, I don't know, I feel like there's gotta be a lot of things around it for it to like lift itself up. There's gotta be like a lot of effort put in with like consistency and personalities and like growth and a goal that you're working towards, and the people who are watching can feel it and see that that goal is like being achieved, and you know, it becomes like a TV series. There's like a story behind it. Bro, how many times is this thing gonna make a noise? So, yeah. But I also thought that the NLC was gonna be a lot easier. Like, trust me, when me, Neme, and Baus were first talking about this project in, like, we were talking about it in, like, July last year. We were talking about the idea of having a team that we scrim with on stream. We were thinking about the NLC, and at the time, the NLC was so weak. We thought, if we go to NLC, bro, we're gonna blast this league. Like, I promise, we're gonna fucking blast this league. And we were, like, quite confident that, like, no matter what team we made, we should be pretty solid. Like, back then in July, it was actually I was gonna play in jungle. Little did I know that, like, I would definitely not have the time to play jungle. But then as time went on and, like, the leaks started coming through that we were making a team, and other teams started joining the NLC, like, you know, there was a rumor that Wunder, Perks, and Yankos are joining the NLC. And then there was a rumor that Santorin is joining the NLC with Vizichachi. I thought, fuck, man, actually, this league's gonna be pretty hard. I don't think we can just easy smash this league. And then I was like, okay, let's make sure we're scrimming big time. Like, we're scrimming big time. And luckily, it worked out for us, and we won the league. But I think if we put in a little less effort, we could have easily have lost this Nord best of 5. I think we put in a shit ton of effort to make this happen. I don't know how many scrim games we played, but I would say we're scrimming 5 days a week. Well, not one in each. I'm talking about the Nord best of 5. I said Nord. You know the Nord best of 5 that we played last week? I'm saying we could have easily lost that Nord best of 5 if we didn't put in the practice and effort and time. Those games were close, man. So those 5 days a week that we've been scrimming for like the last month is paying off, I think. I'm not the person who gets ahead of themselves. I don't think the league is won at all. You know why? Because playing on stage changes everything. It doesn't matter how good you are, it changes anything. Chat, what I'm referring to is that Nord best of 5. The Nord best of 5. Why are you saying ego? That Nord best of 5, Ben. Think about it. Just think about those games from the Nord best of 5. Think about game 1. Game 1 was won from Crowny jumping on Ezreal and getting a pick. Bro, I'm actually done with this. Getting a pick, which a game was probably lost in. Game 3 was automatically lost. Game 4 came down to a team fight in mid. Yeah, I don't think our players have ego, which is good. I don't think there's that much ego in our team. In my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong, but like egos haven't clashed. And if they do have ego, at least they're like holding it back a bit. What is this? February 20th, 2025. Fixed a bug that caused blue side bounties to be lowered as if they were the losing team, even in situations where they were winning. Ah, great. That's a good bug. What? What is that? Fix a bug that caused blue side bounties to be lowered as if they were the losing team, even in situations where they were winning. Did that not affect win rate at all? That's why blue side was OP. I can tell you that is not why blue side is OP. I think blue side is OP because drafting in Fearless, game 1, 2, 3, 4, blue side clears, and then maybe game 5 red side clears. Maybe. You know why? And I'll tell you the easy reason why a lot of people wonder why blue side is always OP. Because in the current meta, red side has locked bans. Okay? And what that means is, you can safely assume that red side will ban Skarner and Kalista right now. You can safely assume. Because if they don't, you will first pick it. If you're a good team. This is in a theoretical world where both teams are very good. Whereas if you're blue side, you can ban anything you want. You can literally ban anything in most cases. Especially game 2-3. I can ban Lee Sin on blue side. I can ban LeBlanc on blue side. I can ban fucking Zeri on blue side. And that's why when it comes to drafting as a red side team, it's very hard to prepare for what blue side bans into you. Because there's infinite possibilities that they could ban. Right? There's infinite possibilities that they could ban. So you can never predict what they're going to do. So blue side's plan will always catch you off guard a little bit. Or force your hand. Now you could argue, well, why doesn't red side leave open the OPs? Yeah, some teams have tried that. It can work. It's a gamble. You know, you could give them Skarner and trade it for Kalista. Does that win you the game? I don't know. You need the evidence to like back it up, or like the confidence to back it up. But you just need to ban away champs that are your OP, their OPs, and if they get them, then is the game lost or not? Because you're going to trade them no matter what. Are you already qualified for EU Masters? No. That's quite sad, no. So the NLC only has one spot at EU Masters. I think the LFL, the LVP, and the Prime League have 2 spots at EU Masters. But because NLC has been like pretty low elo for the last few years. Bro, I'm unplugging this. This is really triggering me. Well, I'm trying to charge my Remarkable, and it's just fucking permanently unplugging itself. Let's remove Hextech Chess and then release the skins. Everyone will be happy from this change. This is from the Facebook official. Every post has more angry emojis than likes. 3 years of Renata Glask. Patch 25.04, all angry mode. In the arena, you'll leave a champion, all angry mode. But chat, what I don't understand, and I think that Riot needs to realize, is they can't just sweep it under the rug like nothing happened. Because that's what it feels like is happening. They're just like, well, if you don't talk about it, eventually they'll stop talking about it. And I think they just can't do this, man. But to be honest, is it too late, actually? I feel like if they were to address it now, it's not like people are gonna be like, oh, okay, I'll reinstall it. I feel like they just fucked up, man, and it's done. So they're just gonna say, look, you know what, we fucked up, sucks. Nemesis is tilted.
The thing is, I can tell you why I'm tilted.
Tell me why you're
I'm
tilted.
tilted the last few days because the reason why I'm tilted the last few days is because we're not scrimming. When we were scrimming regularly with Lost Ratones, I'm just less tilted because scrims are simply more enjoyable than solo queue these days. And then because you play...
Neme, just say you missed me. Just say you love me and you missed me. Just say it. I can hear you saying. Just say it.
4 to 5 hours of scrims and then you transition into solo queue. It doesn't feel as taxing, and it feels like you don't really care that you lose in solo queue, because your solo queue is your number 2 priority. It's not your number 1 priority. But when scrims aren't happening like they are the past few days, it feels like your solo queue is your number 1 priority, and all you care about is solo queue, and solo queue just plain sucks. It just...
Chat, we got him. Just know that we got him. Hey, Neme, you got checkmated, buddy. You can never leave me now! You can never leave me! You have to love me forever. Because now, if you do leave me, that's all you got. That's all you got. You got solo queue. That's it. That's all you got. That means you're stuck with me. You are stuck with me now, buddy. Jail.
Just bad. And this is actually the same thing Reckless actually complained about. Reckless has the same problem I do.
2 people in jail! Holy fuck! Lost Ratones is back on the news.
Welcome to NLC News, I'm Middlecott and this is your NLC update. Lost Ratones demonstrated extraordinary development in their series versus Nord by finally managing to not win a game. The Rats' top jungle duo of The Bouse and Velia showed excellent synergy, going a combined 1-16 in Game 3 of the match to secure the loss. But it was not enough to push the team to a series defeat, as Lost Ratones still won in a convincing 3-1 fashion. Coach Caedrel voiced his displeasure at the victory in a recent stream, bemoaning his team's inability to establish themselves as a lovable underdog who still wins in the end. It's a real lack of foresight from the players, he said. I would not be where I am today if I hadn't spent night after night running it down on the LEC stage. If Reckless ever wants to be more than the object of obsession of a random northern ginger bloke, he better completely flop at EMEA Masters so we can have a heroic victory arc when we come back for spring. Nord have put themselves in a strong position to do what they do every split and finish in 3rd place. Following their defeat against Lost Ratones, Nord find themselves in the lower bracket final, a series they played twice last year without garnering a single game win. Management have responded swiftly to the situation by developing a range of countermeasures they believe will be effective regardless of who their opponents are. If they should find themselves matching up against Verdant, Nord will only be drafting animal or plant-themed champions due to Verdant's environmental policy preventing them from harming nature. A virus which causes the infected PC to constantly remind the user to come downstairs, dinner is almost ready, should be effective against the bot lanes of Bulldog and Ruddy. And Rich Gang will simply be reminded of the time the entirety of Norway ran out of butter, which will cause the players to stand up, leave their desks, look out their window for between 4 and 5 hours, and wish that they lived in a more serious country. The ownership of Ruddy Sack and Verdant have released a joint statement threatening to sue the NLC if they are not able to guarantee at least 2 games between the organisations every split. The UK-based orgs have stated that without a derby match between the 2 teams in 2025 thus far, matchday income has cratered, and fans are wondering when they'll finally be able to have a proper scrap with hooligans from their rivals. At this time, the NLC is sticking to its guns and refusing to enter into any negotiations with the organisations. This story has led to further speculation that the NLC's UK-based orgs are planning to form a breakaway ERL at the end of the split. With talks already underway, this news eater would love to tell you more. Unfortunately, you'll have to go to Dom Sacco for that, because no one around here tells me anything. Anyway, that's all from us here at NLC News. I've been Middlecott, and this has been your NLC Update.
NLC update. I like those. Bro, I like the NLC updates. I like the NLC updates.
I'm taking a look at that one. Oh, comes in. There's a Giga Cone.
Yeah. And, I mean, they're going to go together. There's another Giga Cone. Could kind of get the angle.
Wait, he's in the tower!
Oh my god! That was epic. That was epic. Imagine Calvin Klein, but better. The Spank Punishment Edition. Slowly, slowly, I'm kind of deep. I'm coming. Oh yeah, on me. Bro, what the fuck? What the fuck? Just know we're cooked because of the time.
She was everything to me. But they took her. And with her, they took my kindness and my mercy. That was their mistake.
Bro.
Because now, all I've got left is a cold heart. They thrive on doubt. They feast on fear. These wretched abominations blight this world. And every last one of them will perish.
The lantern.
By my hand.
Chat, I feel like the old school login screens were so good. The old school login screens were so fucking clean, man. A fun stat. Time spent dead in the LEC, so in the NLC so far. Find the outlier. Bro has enough time to make us fucking lunch, coffee, go out, do the shopping, and get a degree. It's crazy. That is crazy. He really is his son. Have you watched LPL lately? Although I don't watch it often, I'll watch the strong teams they're playing. What's the team and player that interests you most? IG, I watch the Shies matches. Am I right or what? Am I right or what? Dopa is back from the... Oh my god, it's like my Twitch chatter.
무조건 해라.
He's back from the military.
하는 거야.
12k viewers.
자, 인지한 상태에서 이제
Damn, yo, subscribe.
자고 나서
He's gonna be fucking grinding solo queue or what? He's gonna be grinding solo queue or what?
그래서 자대 갔는데
He normally like grinds solo queue to rank 1, right? Will he do it again?
한 사인을 한 500장 했거든요.
Will he grind to rank 1 again? Probably.
Understandable.
Do you think League is dying?
Yeah, we're not dying.
Slowly, yes.
Here we don't die at least, that's good.
Slowly it is.
But the second I leave, we die, so that's not good.
The problem I see is everything... My issue with League right now is like... Let's say this is your player base, right? This within here is your player base. And let's say you lose like 15% of players or some shit because of removal hextech chests, right? I think it's much easier to lose players than it is to gain. So now they've done this fuck up or whatever and everyone's mad and people are uninstalling. Even if they rectify it, the best they can do is salvage like 2 or 3% out of that 15. And that chain will continue forever until its death. Every fuck up or mistake or thing that people don't like or makes people want to uninstall, recovering that is almost impossible. So that's why I think League is dying. I think you're on this ladder that is constantly going downwards. And for every 10 steps you lose, you can only gain 2 or 3. And the way that Riot will probably fix it, like most games do, and other game developers do, is as this ladder keeps breaking, and you get to a certain point, you just make version 2 of the game. And then you kind of refresh that ladder a bit, because everyone comes back, and it just increases player viewership a shit ton. So that's basically what's going to happen. League will slowly die, and that ladder will slowly fall for every mistake and not gain as many players. And that's going to happen to every game in every existence. And then eventually you'll just make number 2, and you'll get back to like here on the ladder, and then you'll climb down again. And that's just kind of how games work. Now this climbing descent is dependent on like, I think what game devs do for the game itself, right? And depending on how people see changes, you know? But right now, League is definitely off this ladder. If League was here, I think in the last 2 weeks, League is dropped to like here. You know, I feel like they've definitely taken a few steps down from what I've seen from like community sentiment and opinions. And like numbers wise. But the problem that the thing that people don't realize is no matter how bad League gets, it's still pretty good, you know? It's still pretty good. Like, if League player base is 40 million, I'm sure it's fine, no matter how bad it gets. Or like it's not fine, but like the player base is somewhat healthy, you know? It's like when people say League esports is dying. And it's like, okay, well, what do you mean they're dying? It's like, well, they only had like 1 million for LCK playoffs. And it's like, okay, well, let's look at Valorant and CS. How does that compare? Oh, it's still like twice as much as something? Oh, okay, great. So what do you mean by, what do you mean relative to the word dying? Like, it's gone down, is what you're saying? It's gone down? What do you mean it's dying? Oh, man. But yeah, I've been to this topic a few times. I think the esports side of League will be fine for the foreseeable future until Faker retires. Then there'll probably be a bit of a hit, or a pretty big hit when Faker retires on the esports side. And the League of Legends casual side is probably fine unless they keep fucking up the chests and the battle passes. And they stop making game modes and the skins are always fucking like, I don't know, they're low effort, trash, overpriced. If this direction keeps going, then the casual side will start declining more and more. And the esports side will probably be okay until Faker retires. And then it'll take a hit. And then after the hit of Faker, it'll probably stabilize. But there's two big solutions to everything for Riot. There is two big solutions. Solution number one for the casuals is eventually, once you fucked up hard enough and shit goes to the fucking fan, you just make League 2 and you rectify those mistakes. And everyone will, not everyone, but most people will come back, I would hope. And that's like one way to solve it. For the esports side, if Faker like leaves and the leagues are going down and NA viewership keeps declining and the fans are unhappy and the Brazilian viewership sucks and because of the merge and the LEC is like content sucks or whatever, or the layoffs have hurt it too much, or the competition's not good and people leave. The easy fix to the esports side is you just make everything third-partied. If ESL and Blast pick up League of Legends esports and they make third-party tournaments where you can make teams and qualify to the tournament in open qualifiers, this will fix everything. For the short term, I would imagine. Because lots of teams will be created, from like friend groups to pro player groups to content creators, and then you'll have these big tournaments where the best teams will play from all around the world, but also like newer teams where it's not franchised and gatekeeped and fucking fenced off. And it'll be like different formats around different parts of the world, and I feel like the third party aspect will help esports, and League of Legends 2 will help the casuals. So as much as League is dying in esports and for the casuals, I think there is things that will like band-aid it. I think things will band-aid it. Because open qualifiers will always be more interesting than franchise in the long run. And League of Legends 2 is like CS2, Overwatch 2 is like a fake promise that we fix things. And yes, you can, or yes, you can't. Like Overwatch 2, I think, missed it. CS2 seems to have missed it at the start, but it seems to be getting better. But yeah, my take is that. But this doesn't distract from the fact that it is declining. And there is also a world where instead of going through these fucking directions, you just get your shit together. You just get your shit together. Just get your shit together. It's still fine. Like, it's still salvageable. Just stop fucking up. It's an easy way to fix this, you know? Like, as much as there's plan Bs, like plan A is still fine. Like, come on, guys, we're okay. We can solve this. But like I said, you can't give something to a player base for 8 years and then just take it away, and then just continue taking away other things. You can't just give something to someone, make it as an expectation, and then remove the expectation. It just doesn't make sense. Without replacing that expectation with something else as a promise. So like in the sense of Hextech chests and honor orbs and honor capsules, you can't just have them for 8 years or 9 years and then lose them and have nothing in return. The foundation just breaks. Of course there'll be like an outrage. Like, hey guys, we're gonna replace all of your free stuff and things you've enjoyed over the last 8 years of being players of our games, and we're gonna give you a shitty battle pass and more gacha skins. It's like, well, so yeah. Hopefully we can just like, this will just fix itself, this problem, and they'll just think about it a bit and come up with a solution, and we don't have to go down these plan Bs. And the other angle that League will go down is because the League IP is so fucking everywhere, in TV shows and in models and toys and like fucking merchandising, the MMO is absolutely fine if they will jump ship out of MOBAs into MMOs. That's another angle they have. Like, there will always be angles for keeping the League and Riot IPs alive, you know? It's just depending on which plan they go with. Depending on which plan they go with.